We've been at a conference today talking about how we can act much more collaboratively about the work among children, particularly vulnerable children around the world. What we found is individual projects doing brilliant work in all sorts of areas: prevention, intervention, street children, child protection. These are excellent things. But the world is a complex and busy and difficult place. So we're saying to ourselves, how can we get together with all the aspects of civil society: government, education, business, schools, church, mission agencies, and line everybody up around the same agenda when it comes to the vulnerable children of the world? And so we've been saying, it's better to work together. It's what the Bible would want us to do as Christians, and it's what governments around the world need us to do if we're going to make a difference in cities and countries around the world. So we've been saying, this matters, joined up action, and we want to commit ourselves to exploring in the future what that might look like in practice.
When I first came to Kampala, there were some successes and some things that were far from what they wanted them to be. But here today, 10 years on, it's so exciting to be in a room where we have leaders from different denominations together, where we have a member of parliament, a member of the judiciary, where we have a member of the police and somebody from the city council. This is what we want, the joined up effort that will make things different for children.
Now, this story started from a roundtable meeting in the UK, and they thought that this needs to be piloted in Uganda. So they chose that Kampala would be the place where they would try to pilot a consortium of organizations which are like-minded, have similar aspirations, are working with children to see what they can do together to create a city without orphans.
We believe that God is our partner, and the vision for children to be in loving and caring families is not starting with some sociological research, but it's starting with the Word of God and with the love of God and God's desire for children to be loved and cared for. And family is the best environment.
I think the goal of this day was achieved to get people to appreciate that we have to work together on the issues of children, but also we need to change our thinking to ensure that we are working towards settling children in families. That came through in our discussion, it came through in the presentations, and I think there's a general sense in which everybody feels like that's the way to go.
It's been a while since I last sat down with an Anglican, a Pentecostal, a Baptist, Salvation Army, and just coming together and agree and think together on one thing. Today has actually been the epitome, the essence of what partnership and collaboration is.
Viva has worked very hard over many years to bring Christian groups to work together. It's tended to be the medium to smaller groups and churches, and yet today we've been able, because of the steady and slow progress and building up the work of Crane, that we're today able to bring church leaders, denomination leaders, government representatives, MPs together to talk about how children in families the whole agenda can be raised up.
I'm really encouraged to see the people representing churches, non-governmental organizations and government working together and asking questions about the orphans and vulnerable children in Kampala and in Uganda, and trying to find the best solution for them.
It's been wonderful to see the number of people who have come up. It's been a spread of different people that we've been trying to get together for a long time.
I would wish to see this collaboration, working together as members of one Uganda, because we are all answerable to Uganda. If we work together, then we can have good results.
God has brought a lot of people together to care for His children. And in order to do that, and for this to be successful, we must remain connected with the Lord spiritually. That if we have that relationship with Him, we will have this relationship to go forward.
This has been an exciting engagement together with various partners, together with government, for us to hear from government what are their aspirations, what are they doing, and then how can we partner with government, as civil society, and as people involved with children to create a safe space for children in our city of Kampala.
Kampala without orphans is a great idea and great concept, and I'm very encouraged by the Viva and Crane and other organizations and churches actually talking and working together, because I think that God is giving us the dream beyond our age.
There was a lot of information that I got today that opened my eyes much more to see the state of the children that are victims, children that are from broken homes, children that are doing badly.
Now, one of the things we expect to come out of this meeting is that people would agree to work together. Okay? So we hope that we can create a consortium of people that can say, this is our aspiration. We're going to join hands and change the plight of children in the city, so that in the next 5 years, we shall see a city which is a safe place for children, a city in where we do not have orphans, a city in where we don't see children living on the streets.
I intend to intentionally try to intervene through the church and even through my own family.
Now, for me, I think one of the issues that impacts this is the many informal marriages where people come in and go out, where there's no security for the woman, therefore no security for the children. I'd like to increase my engagement on that issue.
Well, I'm going to just promote parenting, continue doing what I've been doing, advocating for children, and but I think what I take away from today is continuing to strengthen the area of teaching about parenting.
We commit to remain there for all the children, and in case of any calling, collaboration, reference, call, please, we are always there for you.
Going forward, having realized that it's very important to create collaboration and networking rather than being competitive, I'm going to ensure that I map out the service providers in the city and also foster collaboration and networking among them, such that we can deliver holistic services to the vulnerable children in the city.
When a child is going through their issues or they don't suffer as a Baptist, Pentecostal, political or non-political, they suffer as a child. And this meeting today has actually reflected that we require a consented, multi-pronged approach. Coming together is the first thing.
Globally, we see that God is doing these things in the different parts of the world. The different countries, they have grassroots initiatives where people are asking questions what we can do to place families in our country, in our city, to loving and caring families.
My prayer is that this conference will transform people's perspective on their work, that they'll do their own small part of the work really well, but they'll see it now in a much bigger context. They're not enemies of other agencies doing similar work. They're not in competition with them. They must not ignore government work or what the local schools are doing. I want them to go away impassioned with believing that the whole of society can be involved in this amazing agenda. A belief that that's true, and a commitment to meet with brothers and sisters who have the same sort of agenda and want to see it happen in practice. And I pray they'll go away, be prepared to meet again, and be willing to lay down personal ambition so that together the kingdom of God will come in a wonderful way for vulnerable children everywhere.